What is going on, ladder climbers? It's Antoine Wade with blkheights.com and the YouTube channel Elevate to the Unknown. Hopefully, you guys are having a fantastic Monday, a fantastic start to your week. I'm on the road this week in Washington, D.C., visiting some family, allowing my son to enjoy time with his cousins, but not only that, for him to spend some time with the best ballers in the DMV area, guys who are really good at such a young age. But on this show today, we're going to be talking about what we always talk about: real money, real career moves, none of that BS that they be feeding you in the corporate world or online. That's what we're going to be talking about today, guys. So if you guys are in here, go ahead and drop your city in the chat right now, because the stories that I have for you guys tonight, they're wild, and you guys are about to learn something that could potentially save your career. I want to hear from you guys in the chat. Go ahead and shoot your city and your state in the chat tonight, guys. Let me see who's all in here. Let me see who's all in the house tonight. Let me jump over to my chats real quick. I haven't seen you guys in quite some time. Who's all in the house tonight? We got the life of Cam in the house, the usual. Good to see you, my man. Long time no see. It's always good to see you, the life of Cam. Let me button up my shirt real quick. I look like I just got off work, man. I just did. I just got off work. So let me button up. Life of Cam is coming to us from Tulsa. Good to see you guys. I'm trying to make this the best out of this setup that I have right here. And you know, it is the best that I can do. But it's not about where I am and y'all looking at me. It's really about the content that I'm going to bring to you guys today. So if you guys are getting ready for tomorrow, getting ready for the work week, guys, just play me in your ear, play it on the TV, whatever you do, just play it, right? Because many of you guys need to hear this, because corporate America, in my opinion, is officially starting to lose its mind. They are officially start to lose their mind. But let's go ahead and get to work. Now, real quick, y'all remember the live stream that I did on Thursday? Maybe you don't remember the live stream that I did on Monday, on Thursday, excuse me. So on Thursday, I did a live stream about Andy Byron from Astronomer, the CEO who got caught on that Coldplay Kiss Cam. I did a full segment on that. If you guys didn't get a chance to watch that, go and check that out, because I dropped a lot of information regarding how to conduct yourself within your career, but just in general, in life as well too. Check it out on Thursday. Fantastic episode. And there's a lot of nuggets that I left into that video as well. But for those, that missed it, let me get you guys up to speed. So this man, Andy Byron, went to a Coldplay concert with his chief people officer. He is married and she is married. So both individuals are married. CEO married, chief people officer married. They end up on a kiss cam, and let me just show you guys how it went. Now, it's better to show you versus to tell you.
Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, either they're not making a fan or they're just very shy. I'm not quite sure what. Yeah. Oh, look at these two.
So you see the two. The man right here is Andy Byron, and the woman right there is Christian Cabot, the chief people officer.
All right,
So that's what we talked about on Thursday, these two. And you guys saw what happened here, right? I mean, like, he dipped, he bounced like he was one of those kids that got caught, stealing snacks from out of the pantry or out of the cookie jar that he shouldn't have been eating. And you heard Chris Martin, that was the Coldplay singer, said either they're having an affair or they're just very shy. So he knew it right away because of the reaction on camera. When you see something like that, it makes everybody question, makes everybody think about what's going on camera right there. And I think Chris Martin is a really smart guy because he absolutely nailed it. People aren't giving him the credit that he deserves. But one thing I would tell you like this is Coldplay, they've been out for a very long time. Many people don't know who that is. But what I would tell you is that now a lot of people know who Coldplay is because of this viral meme, right? And not only that, Chris Martin being able to call it the right way. So here's an update on this story. Turn my phone off because I'm getting called at this point in time at the same time. This is what happens when you're in a live stream, right? When you get called at the same time. But here's an update on the story. Andy Byron, he resigned. He resigned on Saturday. So he's done. He's out of the company. Okay. He is replaced by an interim CEO right now. His name is Pete DeJoy. And Kristen Cabot, who is the chief people officer, she's on leave. So she hasn't resigned yet. I would assume within the next couple of weeks or next couple of days, there may be a resignation that happens with Kristen Cabot. The board of directors has said that they are investigating it and they are going to give us all the updates as they continue their investigation, which is for the public to know. But as you guys have seen, this has been all over the news. People are now doing parodies behind this thing and other kiss cams at other sporting events, and it's going viral. But think about this. A $93 billion company or $1 million company. I at one point in time they were a $500 million company, right? Experiencing chaos in just 30 seconds. In just 30 seconds because the CEO and the chief people officer made a terrible mistake. But more importantly, the CEO didn't conduct himself in the right manner. You can lose your career just like that in a matter of seconds. But that's not the biggest thing that we're going to be talking about tonight, guys. Because while that CEO destroyed his career with one bad decision, UPS UPS just told 20,000 drivers, here's some money. Now get out. That's what UPS just did to his drivers just now. They just basically said, hey, man, let me give you some money real quick. Now I want y'all to get out. That's what UPS just did. And Microsoft just told his employees, you will use AI, whether you like it or not, or you get out. That's what Microsoft just told their employees as well, too. So you see what's going on in the corporate world right now. But that's not the only piece that I'm going to be talking about tonight, guys. Harvard MBAs are rejecting $200,000 jobs like their McDonald applications. So tonight we're going to be diving deep into the UPS situation because this one affects real people with real families. And let me see where my ladder climbers are coming to us from, man. You guys are supposed to drop your city and the state down in the chat. The Life of Cam coming to us from Tulsa. Good evening, NC Realtor. Good to see you. Damien, brother Damien's in the house. Good to see you, my man, coming to us from the beautiful city of Austin, Texas. Good to see you guys, man. You guys are quiet in the chat today. You guys are very, very quiet. Get active. We're going to have some conversations tonight. This ain't going to be me talking the entire time. I want you guys to light it up within the chats and don't just sit here and want me to, do all the talking here on this live stream because I want you guys to get interactive. You ladder climbers, man, you guys teach me. You guys know a lot more than I do. So help me out here, man. Help me out here. So let us go ahead and jump into what we're going to be talking about tonight now. So if you guys know anybody who works for UPS, keep them in your thoughts because they're going through it right now. Whether they're going through it right now, they may be going through it within the near future. What UPS is doing is the new playbook with corporate America. And every company is watching to see if they can get away with it. It's the new strategy in corporate America, and every company is watching if they can get away with it. So, y'all ready for the show, man? Y'all ready for the show? NC Realtor is coming to us from Wake Forest, North Carolina. That's a beautiful city. And not only that, a beautiful school. Good to see you, NC Realtor. I'm glad that you're here. All right, let's go ahead and jump into it, guys. Let's go ahead and jump into it. So check this out. Let me jump over to my screen share real quick. All right, you guys can see this. Okay, check this out. UPS and Amazon used to be best friends. Let me tell you guys a story. Think about UPS and Amazon being your best friend. Your UPS and your best friend is Amazon, right? Amazon was UPS's biggest customer for many years, helped them make billions in revenue. UPS was making so much money from Amazon that they expanded everything. More drivers, more trucks, more facilities. Let me just tell you guys a little bit and show you a little bit of how people at UPS were being treated, right? They had some really good jobs. Let me just show you guys a little video real quick.
Deliver packages. I work for UPS.
UPS.
Yes.
How long have you been doing that?
Oh,
A while.
I don't know. Let's say 2 years.
2 years.
I'm lying.
Longer than that.
Pretty long.
What are the best and worst parts?
Oh, meeting people like you, people like James, interviews, people,
Yeah.
The job, just everything. It's a
Yeah.
good job. It's a good job. It's a real good job.
Cool. And how much do you make in your role
Oh, so far
so far?
for this year,
Uh-huh.
you really want to know?
I do.
Like 120 maybe?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you feel like well compensated?
No.
You want more?
Yes.
You
The amount of
should.
work we do, honestly, the amount of work we do, it's pretty good compensation, but it could be better. How you say? It's what the market value is, I guess you could say.
Any advice for others who might be interested in doing what you do?
Apply. Just apply.
Apply.
Don't be scared. It's only boxes.
They're not gonna hurt you.
They're not gonna hurt you. It's really not that. It's really not that bad of a job. It's actually a good job.
You guys heard it. He just said it. UPS is actually a good job. Amazon and UPS best friends. UPS drivers making all kinds of money, 120,000 this year. And that wasn't even at the end of the year yet. They expanded more trucks, more facilities. You hear this gentleman right here excited about his job at UPS. You guys have seen a lot of the TikTok videos that are out there about UPS drivers making all kinds of money. I mean, these UPS drivers thought they had jobs for life, good union jobs, benefits, pension. I had an uncle who retired from UPS. Matter of fact, I had multiple uncles who retired from UPS. My uncle down in South Carolina, my Uncle Tony, delivered packages. My Uncle Don in Wisconsin worked for UPS. Drivers telling their kids, go work for UPS. It's stable. You can retire from there. That's what was being said. But as Amazon was watching, Amazon was just watching, taking a whole bunch of notes. Your best friend, you giving them all the secrets. They're just watching, you talking to them, having dinner every single week, catching up with them for multiple years. You guys making a whole bunch of money together, watching and taking notes. They're thinking, this delivery thing don't look that hard. Why are we paying UPS when we can do this ourselves? That's what Amazon's saying. So Amazon, they start building their own delivery network. They start hiring their drivers. They start buying trucks. They start investing into facilities. UPS probably thinking, nah, Amazon would never leave us. We got it. We paying our people. We tight over here. We good peoples. Amazon's my best friend, right? They would never ever do something behind our backs. They ain't shady like that. That's what Amazon was saying. No, that was UPS was saying. Amazon was over there saying, let me learn a little bit more about this dude. Let me learn a little bit more about what they're doing. Let me get all the secrets. UPS, nah, Amazon, they would never ever do anything shady. They're loyal. We're partners. Y'all, I'll just say it like this. That ain't the truth. That ain't the truth. This is what Amazon said. Amazon said, thanks for the training, UPS. We are in competition now. Bye. They cut their UPS volume by over 50%. It's kind of like raising a kid, feeding them, guiding them, staying up late, helping them with their homework, putting them through college, buying them their first car, giving them the game, investing into their sports, and then they make it big. And then they tell you, or they tell the world, that they did it all on their own. How does that feel? Are you serious right now? Are you serious right now? The audacity of people. That's what Amazon did to UPS. So now UPS is sitting here like, okay, we built this whole business around Amazon, and they just left. And in April of 2025, you guys saw the news. Let me go back to it. In April of 2025, UPS announces that they're cutting 20,000 jobs. I did a video on that. 20,000 jobs. But instead of just laying people off, they come up with this voluntary buyout thing. So on this past Friday that we just had 3 days ago, UPS sends drivers this message about their driver voluntary separation program. And it's voluntary, they're saying. Like you really got a choice when 20,000 jobs are getting cut anyway. They say it's voluntary. But do you really believe that? Here's what they're offering: $1,800 for every year that you worked at UPS, with a minimum of 10,000. Let me break this down for you guys. And I had to do this for myself. I had to do the math because this is where it really gets nasty. So say, for instance, you work at UPS for 20 years. If you worked at UPS for 20 years, you get $36,000. That's it. You spent 20 years and you get $36,000 to walk away from your career. Think about that. 20 years, waking up 5 a.m., delivering packages, those big heavy packages, getting chased by dogs. Doing it in the rain, especially if you're in Wisconsin. Doing it in the snow, especially in Wisconsin. Doing it in the heat, especially if you're in Texas. And I hear UPS trucks do not even have AC in it. So you're waking up early in the morning delivering these packages, getting chased by dogs, getting chased by hoodlums, getting chased by the rich folks who are hoodlums, like the Andy Byrons. You dealing with crazy customers, messing up your back. Your reward? Here's $36,000. Don't let the door hit you. That's insulting to me. I want to know about what you guys think. Is that insulting to you guys? You spent 20 years doing something and you get only $36,000? That ain't even 2 years of salary. That is not even 2 years of salary, guys. And here's the kicker about it. You got until July 31st to decide if this is going to be something that you take. 2 weeks to decide your whole career. You go from spending years at UPS, being interviewed like the guy did that I showed you, making $120,000 a year, putting your kids through college, paying off your house or working on your house and paying your mortgage, knowing that you're going to retire, thinking that you're going to retire, helping other people get jobs at UPS, telling people to go and apply for UPS jobs because it's one of the safest ones out there. And this happens. And this happens. And guess what, guys? They're doing this by seniority. So the people who've been there the longest gets the first dibs on getting kicked out. The disrespect is unreal, man. But here's the other piece of it. There's a union battle that's going on because the drivers, UPS, part of the Teamsters union. And the union, big mad. They real angry at this point in time. Sean O'Brien, the guy who's been in the Trump rallies and been talking during the campaign days, the Teamsters union, He said this, and I quote, "Our members cannot be bought off, and we will not allow them to be sold out." That's what he said. That's what Sean O'Brien said. And the union is calling this an illegal buyout program. So they are telling drivers, don't take this money. This is a scam. And Teamsters says, we will fight UPS on every front with every available resource. And guys, this is about to be a fight, y'all. But what you are seeing is what corporations are willing to do. They're willing to eliminate the people that have been working for them the longest, just like nothing. Just like nothing. Working 20 years, you get $36,000. But this is the new corporate America. But here's what the Teamsters know. They know what's really happening. UPS is trying to get rid of their expensive senior drivers and make the remaining ones work harder for the same pay. That's what they're trying to do. If you think about it, that's the game that they're playing. The gentleman who we just saw making $120,000, he's probably making 160, 190, whatever it is. They're trying to get rid of him. So the people who are new to UPS, who hasn't started making that kind of money, they're going to try to put them into driver seats. So it costs a lot less. That's the game that is being played right now. And the union posted on Friday telling members to reject the buyout. Matter of fact, I'll play a video for you guys of a individual, a young lady, who says the exact same thing. Let me run this one.
Deliver packages. I work.
Wrong one.
Well, it's happened. They talked about the UPS buyout today, which honestly is a joke. Anybody that takes it is out of their mind. I feel like if you're about to retire or something like that, it might be worth it, but they're offering us $1,800 per year that you've worked, which is nuts. I've been with UPS for 10 years. Like, that's a slap in the face for everything that we've worked for. So do not fall for that. If you are a driver, don't take it, don't do it. It's ridiculous. You are worth so much more than that. Know your worth. Always know your worth.
Y'all heard her say it. Y'all heard her say it.
大きくディス。
Wrong video.
Well, it's
But y'all heard her
happened.
say it. Y'all heard her say it. She said, don't take the buyout. Do not take the buyout. I'm here for it, guys. These corporations think that they can manipulate people's lives. And nobody going to say something about it. I mean, Teamsters represents over 300,000 UPS workers. That's a lot of people ready to fight. Y'all seen this in the chat? Y'all seen this? People are heated about this. I read a couple Reddit posts about people's comments on this. Someone said their dad drove UPS 25 years. Another person said their cousin got the buyout offer. This is affecting real families, real people. But here's what really gets me about this. These ain't numbers on a spreadsheet. These are real families. I know people, again, that have spent their years working at UPS and have retired from UPS. It is one of those companies that was once known for taking care of their people. But there's drivers with mortgages. There's kids that are in college. There's parents they taking care of. These people plan their lives around stable UPS jobs. Amazon's algorithm decided that their jobs don't matter. UPS basically saying Amazon left us, so we're leaving y'all. But Amazon's still making billions. UPS executives still getting bonuses. Who's getting hurt? The workers are the ones that's getting hurt. The people who actually do the jobs are the ones that are actually getting hurt. But that's corporate America. That is corporate America. Privatize profits, socialize the losses. And the scariest part about all this is, if UPS gets away with this, every company is going to try this, guys. Matter of fact, it already has to happen. Oh, we lost a customer. Let's pay employees to quit. It has happened. This playbook is not new. This playbook is not new, but it also tells you guys what companies should be diversifying their customers. Yes, if your bread and butter is Amazon, but you cannot be solely dependent on Amazon. This also tells you if you're an Amazon type of employee or a customer, don't depend always on the UPS, but man, should you really be looking and trying to figure out where to cut costs and that figuring out you can do it on your own? As a business owner, it was smart on Amazon's part to be able to do this. And here's the piece about Amazon that many people don't even know. Their delivery business isn't profitable, but they do it. But it doesn't matter because what's profitable for them is Amazon Web Services. They have multiple other businesses that can support them investing into UPS or their transportation network, which allows them to take market share. They've done it. FedEx has done it. And FedEx is watching all this too, by the way. Every delivery company is watching this. They want to see if workers are going to accept this or fight back. And this ain't just about UPS drivers. This is about every one of us. FedEx drivers, DHL drivers. If they can do this to union drivers with good jobs, they can do it to anybody in the private world. I mean, this makes me upset just from the fact that these are good people, hardworking people. You saw the man that I just showed the video of doing his job in some corporate suit decides that their jobs don't matter anymore because Amazon changed up. And that's why I teach y'all about multiple income streams. Your career needs to be bulletproof because these corporations, they ain't loyal and they don't care about your loyalty. You better care about yourself. You better. You better care about yourself. Let me jump over to the chats real quick. I want to see what y'all got to say in the chats. Damien says these companies ain't loyal. In the voice of our friend Orlando, these companies are not loyal, Damien. You're absolutely right. You're right. You know, I think there's going to be a massive shift that happens in the next year or two. The massive shift is going to be the companies that do take care of their employees, the ones that are loyal. People are going to be going towards them. You're going to see a lot more startups, especially with AI. And there's going to be a massive shift into the current working environment. Now, I'm not going to say that it's not going to still be dominated by the major corporations, especially tech, because let's just say with AI and how fast that it continues to equip people with the ability to think faster, develop faster, act faster, create faster, there's going to be a whole bunch of startups and a whole bunch of companies that are coming online. And these companies, as they start to grow and they start to compete, they're going to get bought up by the big box company ecosystem. That's what's going to happen. And then they may get folded back into the big company ecosystem again, where the big company ecosystem doesn't care. But in the short term, before you get bought out, you may have some really good perks. Your company may care about you. The people who started that company are probably going to be loyal. But when you get folded into these big companies like the UPS and some of the major big tech companies and so forth, it's all about shareholder value. It's all about ensuring that we drive profits, earnings per share, and that our revenue is going up. That's what it's about. Nothing else. It's not about you. It's not about how well you know your boss's wife. It's not about how well your boss knows your kids' names. It's not none of that. It's none of that. None of it. These companies ain't loyal, man. Especially the big companies. Kevin Ruiz, good to see you, my man. Good to see you. We got a chance to catch up on LinkedIn. I'm glad that you sent me that message, Kevin. If you need something, reach out, my man. Life Cam says, just like what happened with the government earlier this year, and when Elon bought Twitter a few years ago, you're absolutely right. Prime examples. This playbook has happened. Elon came into the government with the Department of Government Efficiency, cutting everybody, right? Federal government, federal law got into it. And now they just said, nah, the president can make these decisions. So now the federal employees, they're scared. They're scared. That's what's happening right now. NC Realtor says that's definitely not a lot of money. Yeah, especially working for 20 years and only $36,000. That's not a lot of money. 1,800 for the number of years that you've been working there with a minimum of 10,000. That's not a lot of money. And BPM says up to 40% may be taxed. You're right. That's why you better get a side hustle or another business, some sort of S corp or some sort of LLC, and be working on it, because those write-offs would certainly help that tax. That's game that I can give you guys in the Patreon. But those write-offs for you investing into your business will help you offset that tax. It's very, very important. Not only that, real estate will do the exact same thing. But that's game I'll give you guys in the Patreon. Kevin Ruiz says, this is an inside buyout. Absolutely, this is an inside buyout. Getting rid of you guys. They're getting rid of the people at UPS. They're getting rid of the people at UPS, especially the senior people, to ensure that they make room for the younger individuals who they don't have to pay as much right now. That's exactly what it is, Kevin. Damien says, seems like workers have numbers. People have to put up a good fight. With the union, I think this would be a good fight. But last a couple years ago, UPS and the union was in a massive fight, about pay, right? The union was able to win, and UPS was able to negotiate contracts and give people higher earnings and so forth like that. That was a couple years ago, right? Y'all remember that? We talked about it on this channel. Look at now. In just a short year and a half, 2 years at max. Look where it's at now. So the question is, are unions even good anymore? What's y'all opinion on unions? You guys are smarter than I am. What's your opinion on unions? Are they worth it anymore? Are they a benefit? I mean, I've never worked for a company that was backed by the union. But people at one point in time sweared on unions because they were there to ensure that employees were taken care of, and they were there to protect the employees. But are they a help? Let me know your opinion. BPM says Kodak was once too. Mm-hmm. Kevin Ruiz says taking market share and cutting jobs boosts stock value. This is contributing to an asset bubble. Man, me and my cousin was just talking about that, about how the stock market right now, it can't go down. It's going to continue to go up. Hamed Minsky has some good insights of these kinds of bubbles. I don't know who that is, but I had to look him up. BPM says, build a ditch even on a sunny day. I hear you, man. I hear you. That's what I'm telling you. You got to build a ditch even on a sunny day. But that's the story on UPS, guys. You should be up to speed on what's going on. You guys see all the layoffs, talk about UPS. This is what's going on with UPS. Okay? Now, I want to talk about something else. I'm trying to think where I want to shift the topic for tonight. Let me look through here real quick. Let me see where I want to shift the topics, because I got a couple other ones that I want to share with you guys. But no, you know what? Let me just give you guys the lessons here. Okay? Let me give you guys the lessons here. If you are a UPS driver, what should you do? And I want you guys to answer that question too. What should UPS drivers do? Obviously, Brother Damien says fight, right? The union is there to help them fight. The lady who I brought on a second ago, this young lady here.
Well, it's happened. They talked about the UPS buyout today. Take it, don't do it. It's ridiculous. Don't take it, don't do it. It's ridiculous. You are worth so much more than that. Know your worth.
She says you know your worth. Know your worth. Don't take it. Don't do it. That's what she says. Don't take that buyout unless you got another job lined up. $36,000 for 20 years. That's not a lot of money at all. That's not a lot of money at all. And it may sound good to some people until you realize that you need rent for 20 more years. You need to pay off your mortgage for another 15 years, another 10 years. This is kind of what I will say to the individuals who are UPS drivers and they're going to book a coaching call with me. Don't take it, but start building side income now. Do some DoorDash, do some Uber, maybe even Amazon Flex, go on the competitor side. I know it would be crazy working for Amazon, but go ahead and get that money. If you're young and you just started UPS, this might be a blessing for you. Use this to level up. Use this to get recession-proof skills. Use this to really learn that these companies ain't loyal. Use this to understand that you are in charge of your destiny. Use this to understand where the market is going. That's what you should be doing. What else will y'all say to this individual? I want y'all to answer that in the chat. BPM says, build a ditch even in the sunny day. It's a good one. I know I read that comment already, but that's a very good one. BPMs also says the unions work during the major factory area. Yep, that was true when manufacturing was big. But think about this, BPM, manufacturing is going to be coming back to the United States, according to our president. Okay? So, question is will they become better? Will they protect workers as manufacturing starts to increase back here on shore? Let me know. Let me know your thoughts. The Life of Cam says they also need to keep in mind about the future of autonomous vehicles. Deliveries in the future may not be conducted by humans. I had a conversation with the driver who was taking me and my son to the airport on Saturday, and we were on our way to Washington, D.C., and we were talking about this, the Life of Cam. We were talking about this. Autonomous vehicles. Elon. In Austin. Robo-taxi. All Teslas. Waymo. All these companies that are creating autonomous vehicles. Delivery is going to be next. Now, there may be an individual that needs to be in a car to go and drop the package off to the door, but you ain't going to be getting paid that much. You're not going to be getting paid $120,000 when the car is going to be moving on its own and navigating on its own. It's not going to be $120,000 a year salaries anymore, or $190,000 a year salaries. So you're going to have to think about where you want to shift your career to make more money. You're going to have to. Kevin Ruiz says, what should you do as a driver? Depends on your situation. If you take the money to start a new business, that could be an opportunity. Know your value. Everyone has different opportunities. Great piece, Kevin Ruiz. Smart man. Smart man. PPM says 36,000 must be aggressive to make it a flunky to make money. If somebody take $36,000 and put it like this, man, it sounds like a lot of money, especially at one time. But it's not. It's not. And most people don't even know what to do with that anyway. They have no idea what to do with that anyway. And I appreciate you guys responding in the chats here, guys. Let's jump over to another section here that I wanted to talk to you guys about. Give me 1 minute. Let me make a quick shift. Let's talk about Microsoft. Let's talk about Microsoft. Oh, corporations. You love them because they pay you well. They do you well. But Microsoft is kind of giving Big Brother vibes right now. So there's this executive at Microsoft named Julia Lucen. That's her right here on the screen. Okay, you can see her. Smart Asian lady. She's an executive at Microsoft. She's the president of their developer division. The people who make GitHub, Copilot, and all that AI coding stuff. That's her responsibility. Super smart lady. But this woman sent an email to all the managers telling them to evaluate employees based on how much they use AI. So I told you guys that AI was coming. You better use AI. You better use AI, Uncle Antoine says, Brother Antoine says, whatever you want to call me. You better use AI. Now, the bosses are saying you better use AI, and you are going to be evaluated based on how much AI that you're using. This isn't any longer, you should try to use AI, meaning that they're trying to encourage the employees to try it out, or it would be helpful if you used AI. Julia says, and I quote, using AI is no longer optional. It's core to every role and every level. They're talking about putting AI usage in your performance review, y'all. This is just the start of it. So you're not using AI, you better start. Because Microsoft are already telling their employees that your usage depends on your performance. That's what they're telling the employees. Imagine getting your annual review, your boss like, well, Antoine, man, yeah, you had a fantastic year, man. Your sales numbers look great. You crushing it. Man, you brought us in 1.2 million, $1.5 million this year on an annual quota basis of 900,000. But you only use AI 12 times this month instead of 20. We're going to have to mark you down. You know that promotion that you want to general manager? You know that promotion that you want to SVP? We're going to have to mark you down. Are you serious right now? That's what leaders are saying. That's what leaders are getting ready to start doing. But here's what's really happening behind the scenes at Microsoft. And I know this because I got inside sources. Microsoft's own employees are not using their AI tools enough. So their GitHub Copilot is getting beat by competitors like Cursor. And it's getting so bad that this competition is messing up Microsoft's deal with OpenAI. So instead of making AI tools that people actually want to use, even their internal employees, they're just going to force their employees to use the ones that they got. That's what they're doing. And this is inside sources telling me this as well. So it's kind of like a restaurant, with bad food. And they're basically saying all employees must eat here 3 times a week or you're fired. Instead of just making better food. Eat our nasty spaghetti. Eat our nasty tacos. Eat our nasty fish tacos. Eat our nasty lasagna. We know that the restaurants down the street make better food, but y'all better eat our food. If you don't eat our food 3 times a week, you don't eat inside 3 times a week, out the door. Gone. That's what they're doing. And get this. And get this piece of it. Microsoft employees, they're allowed to use other companies' AI tools. So even Microsoft workers think the competition is better than their own stuff. This is what happens when a tech company and your own people don't believe in your own products. So instead of fixing the product, they fixing the people. But here's the real lesson here, guys. For all y'all that's watching this right now, so I see y'all in the chats. I see y'all, man. When your company starts forcing you to use tools instead of training you or making better tools, that's a red flag. I'm a big fan of Microsoft. I think it's one of the best companies to work for, a great brand to work for. But that also means that they're more concerned about their metrics than your actual success. And if Microsoft, one of the biggest tech companies in the world, is struggling to get their own people to use their AI tools, what's that telling you about where this whole AI thing is really at? They selling us on this future where AI is going to change everything, but they can't even get their own employees excited about without threatening them. I mean, at this point in time, this doesn't give me confidence into Microsoft's AI strategy. It doesn't. Y'all see what I'm talking about here? Would this give you confidence in their AI strategy? No, of course they can pivot, they can buy, and more than likely that's what they're going to do. Are probably going to do a Mark Zuckerberg move, where they're going to just take the top executives from an AI company that's doing really well and fold them into the company. That's what they're probably going to do. But that was one of the quick hits that I wanted to share with you guys and let you know what's coming down the pipeline, especially for you guys that's working in corporate. And yeah, I got one more. I got one more that I want to share with you guys. For y'all that want to go to school and get an MBA. For y'all that want to go to school and get an MBA. Now, this is a wild story that I came across. This is a wild one, man. Because it shows you how broken our school system is and the MBA degree. So check this out. There's this dude, Dan Schreber, the guy that you see right here, right? Good picture of him. He went to Columbia. He went to Columbia's business school. Had the whole corporate path mapped out. I'm going to go to Columbia. I'm going to come out making $200,000 a year as a consultant. That's what he had mapped out. But instead of taking some time to get into that sort of career and get into a $200,000 consulting job at McKinsey, this man, he bought an air duct cleaning company. Air duct cleaning company, y'all. Cleaning out nasty dust and dead bats from your AC systems. Needs to be done every single year, just about. That's what he bought. NBA, that kind of company, don't seem right, right? But here's the crazy part. He's making it work. He started with $4 million. I mean, the company was basically worth $4 million. Now they're bringing in 7 million. Got 60 employees. Just moved into a bigger building with a giant inflatable duck outside because duck sounds like duck. Man, this man is genius. He said, and I quote from this article, I will never work in corporate ever again. There's no amount of money that you can give me. And this is what Harvard and Columbia MBAs are doing now. Matter of fact, I got a good buddy of mine who may be watching this show, Brother Eddie. He's going to Rice. And this is the path that he's going to take as well, too. I got another buddy who used to work at E2 Open. Guess what he bought? After his MBA, he worked in consulting for a little bit. And then he bought a restoration company. A restoration company with floods and fire damage. So these guys are kind of looking at what's happening to the UPS drivers and saying, why would I climb the corporate ladder that somebody else can just kick you out from under? That's what they basically are saying. Why would I climb the corporate ladder that somebody else can just kick you out from under? That's what they're basically saying. I'm going to spend all this money. I'm not going to climb the corporate ladder. These guys are pretty darn smart. These guys are pretty darn smart. These are smart guys and gals. I mean, they'd rather buy septic tank businesses than be some middle manager getting laid off when the company restructures. And honestly, I can respect it. And these MBAs figured out that you don't need to start a business from scratch. You can just buy one that's already making money. There's a whole bunch of aging boomers that's retiring. They're retiring left and right and selling businesses to 20-something MBAs who never ran anything in their lives. It's the wildest career pivot that I ever seen, but it's working for a lot of individuals. And I want to put you guys on game on this because many people think that they want to start their own business. I'm even considering this path with enough capital. And here's the thing that people don't tell you. These small business owners, they work hard. They work very hard. But they also make a lot of money. For instance, my father-in-law, rest in peace. But he purchased a company that he ran for over 30 years from its previous owner. And he grew it. Became $1 million revenue plus company. He was going to sell it off. He was going to sell it off. He got old, got sick, passed away. But he had individuals inside the company that wanted to buy it. And now they're purchasing it from the family. So it's out there. The boomers are a generation that worked hard. They have a lot of businesses that are out there. And they're willing to sell this off. Because here's the thing. A lot of them have kids, right? And a lot of them made it the hard way because they didn't come from very much at all. And their kids want nothing to do with this kind of work. They don't want to clean air ducts. They don't want to weld sheet metal. They don't want to do any of that sort of stuff. So they wasn't involved. Dad and mom, ran the business, made a whole bunch of money. Dad took care of everything, was out at all the games and all this other stuff. Mom didn't have to work. But the kids, they weren't involved. They weren't into the business. They didn't work there. And you see that across a lot of boomers who are of the age right now where they're looking to sell. So what are these MBAs doing? They are coming up with their plans to invest and get capital to take over these businesses. And although they've never run a business themselves, with that level of education, new ideas, they make it work because the blueprint is already there for that business to be successful. They just need new ideas. In the example of my father-in-law, the business that, or the business owner, or the future business owner, who's running the day-to-day operations, it's growing like crazy. It's growing like crazy. Different generation, new ideas. That's what MBAs are doing right now. And here's what consulting companies are saying, the McKinseys, the BCGs, the Deloittes, and all that. They're probably having meetings like, why don't these kids want to work for us anymore? Well, one, they're scared. Two, they already know that AI can do half of the work that consultants do. The traditional path is broken as well. So these MBAs see it. They see the UPS drivers learning it the hard way. They see the tech employees at Microsoft that were laid off to 9,000. They see the Deloitte layoffs, the Central layoffs. They see all that sort of stuff. They see all these people learning the hard way. The question is what you going to do about it? That's the question. All right, ladder climbers. I wanted to share that with you guys. I wanted to make sure that I kept you guys up to speed on what was really going on in the workforce, because a lot of people don't even understand that this is going on. A lot of people have no idea that this is going on, but now you know. And this may be an opportunity for many of you guys. Maybe you have extra capital. Maybe you're like, I want to get out of the corporate world as well. What skills do I need? Well, if you got the capital, you could go and buy an existing business and run it. The blueprint is already there. You're smart enough. That's something that you can do. It's definitely something that I'm thinking of in the near future. It's definitely something that I'm thinking of in the near future. I'll jump over to the chats real quick. BPM says automation tech was a threat in the 70s and 80s. I'm sure it's a threat now too. Demon Seed, a movie in the 70s, was touching on the AI concept. I got to look into that, BPM. Thanks for the reference there. Damien from the country says, can you be a Microsoft employee and use Gemini? I'm sure you can. I'm sure you can, brother Damien. That's a good one, man. I'm sure you can. Kevin Ruiz says, where I work, they put out an AI policy and said we can only use Copilot. Then our security ops blocked Copilot without warning. I work in government. I have a master's in information systems management. I am trembling, hoping my master's is still going to be applicable. I hear you, man. Whether your master's is or not, Kevin, you're a smart guy, right? So consider consulting. Consider helping people where they need help. I mean, you've already offered a significant amount of knowledge to this live stream and every live stream that you're in, Kevin, right? Like my brother Damien. Brother Damien has been working in project management for a very long time. Guess what Brother Damien did? Start coaching. Now he's getting clients. And it's small. It starts small. It literally starts small. And you should connect with him because I think you guys have hit it off very well. But it starts small, taking small calls so you get the confidence that you can, do this. And before you know it, year, 2 years goes by, you are the expert. Then you execute on it. That's what Big Brother Damien is doing. And he's crushing it. Absolutely crushing it. Anybody who's looking to get in project management, we have the best project manager out. Big brother Damien from the country. He's part of our Patreon. You want to book a call with him, book a call with him. If you want to join the Patreon and connect with him, to book a call with him, join the Patreon. It's only $5.99 a month. You'll be part of the ladder climbers, part of the Heights community. You will have access to have a quick type and conversation with him. He puts out posts every single week into our project manager thread. Part of making the switch into careers, guys, it's knowing people who've done it before so that you can ask questions and don't have to make the mistakes yourself. Part of running a business and owning a business and starting a business is a lot of mistakes. And I made those mistakes myself. I wish I was part of a network with people who have started businesses that could help. But even being part of it, you still have to learn by trial and error. Because that's just how we learn. But it would shorten it a lot faster when you're part of a group. So consider it, guys. Consider it. But we talked about 3 companies tonight. We talked about 3 problems and 1 lesson, man. Old work rules, they don't apply anymore. UPS drivers thought loyalty meant security. Wrong. They were wrong. They were wrong, guys. UPS ain't loyal. Neither should you. Microsoft employees, they thought that they can avoid using AI. Wrong. You gotta use AI. Your performance review is depending on it. We've already cut 9,000. You don't want to be the one that's cut. That's what's being talked about at Microsoft. Oh man, if I don't use AI tools, man, I might be the next round of cuts. People are shaking. MBAs, Masters of Business Administrations, thought that corporate path was guaranteed. Wrong. Only security that you guys got is what you create yourself. Multiple streams of income, constantly updating your skills, being part of a network like the Heights, listening to the content that's going to keep you updated of what's going on instead of always listening to entertainment content. And I know this is part of entertainment as well too. But this is also giving you value and life lessons of where things are going, especially when it's related to what's important to us, our careers and our lives and our families. It's telling you that personal brand is important. It survives downsizing. Let me tell you about Amazon. Amazon don't care about your 20 years. They didn't care about that they were best friends with UPS. They didn't care that they helped UPS grow. They didn't care. Microsoft, they don't care if you're comfortable with AI or not. You better use it though. McKinsey, they don't care if Harvard MBAs don't want to work there anymore. They adapt. That's what all companies do. The question is though, is will you guys adapt? Will you guys adapt? That's the question that I have for you guys. But Bino says, everybody knows Coldplay now. Brack says, my brother and I have 100K cash between us and have been on a biz buy sell looking for a biz. Smart man. Smart man. That's the new way of doing it, Brax. Kevin Rudy says, wow, sounds like security ops team found a security concern with Copilot. Yep. BPM trade is plumbers in Texas right now. Plumbers are making a whole bunch of money in Texas right now. Not only that, electricians are about to go ham. All these data centers that are being built around the world, around the country, electricians is about to be the new The new AI engineers that's making over $300,000 a year, AI CEOs, that's what electricians are about to become. I'm telling you right now. Get ahead of it. Yes, it's a whole new different to effect and blood when myself increased my income from $1 an hour to 200 in a 2-minute phone call starting my own business. I couldn't read that the right way, BPM. Or maybe you wrote it the wrong way, but I got your point though. Ant Dog says, them folks tired of 4 and 5 round interviews. I feel them though. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, man. People are getting tired of corporate. Life of Cam says, my goal is to acquire a tech-related business in 2030. Life of Cam, you're going to accomplish that. Out of anybody. Tell you guys this, out of anybody. The ladder climber, Life of Cam, man. My brother, Kamal. That man sets his mind to it. He goes and do it. He's going to be in the show when I get back to Austin, when I get back to Texas. He's going to be on the show. He's going to tell you exactly the mindset that you need in order for you to have success, to make the pivot. He's going to talk about it. He's going to talk about his own career. Indal says, I don't listen to Gates often, but he's speaking on stage and said AI will remove like 60 million roles from the workforce, but create 95 million new roles. Yeah. That's what they said, right? So a lot of that has been said about every single advancement in technology, even, when tractors were invented and machinery for factories and machinery for, gardening and crop development and all that other stuff, right? The automation was going to eliminate people from doing all that manual work, and it literally did. However, other jobs were created. So there will be new jobs that's created for sure. Now, is that number accurate? Those numbers are never accurate. They're going to spin those numbers. Life Cam says, Damien's career coaching was extremely helpful. I'll have my PMP in a few months, and then I'll start interviewing for 100K plus a year jobs. I'm telling you, man, that's what's up. I'm glad that you plugged that, Life of Cam. Kulakami says, how to work. I wish to start now. Working online. You got to book a coaching session with me. That's what you got to do. Jump on my website, www.blokheights.com, or either just become a heights ladder climber. How about that? That's the easiest way for you to do it. I mean, you can't ask a question like that and expect to get an answer, KM, in a live stream. But I'm glad that you asked because I gave you an answer. The answer is become a ladder climber. Book a call with me. Either one works. Back says, I still want to get back into tech sales. Was a BDR in 2022. Fantastic. I'm telling you right now, sales is very, very important. You're close to the money. It's what gets you paid. It's what's going to continue to get you paid because there's no automation that's coming for that. Now, there will be automation in that job. I think sales roles are going to be more on the technical sales. That's going to be the new evolution of it. It's going to be more of like a sales engineer. That's going to be the role that's going to be hot within the next couple of years. And us salespeople who don't have a technical background, that's what I think. But guys, that's all I have for this show tonight. I appreciate you guys. Do me a favor. If you work anywhere, start building side income. Try to start this week. I don't care if it's $100 a month. Start with something. It's going to open your mind that you can make more money. It's kind of like what BPM was saying, right? He was making $1 an hour. He used that as an analogy, but now he's making $200 talking to people. You can be making $200 an hour or $200 for 30 minutes. That's what you could be doing. And all of this takes you wanting to make that leap. You have knowledge in things that other people do not. So identify that one skill that makes you valuable, whether it's AI, data, whatever. Whatever. It could be cards. Don't let technology replace you. Learn how to use it. If you guys got value in this live stream tonight, go ahead and join the Heights, where we break down how to build recession-proof careers You guys get access to me, and you guys get access to a dope community like the Life of Cam, Brother Damien. Go ahead and join the Heights. We don't talk about problems. We don't just talk about problems. We give you guys solutions. That's what we do. Life of Cam is getting ready to get his PMP. I've been making over $120,000 a year. Working remote, working from anywhere he wants. That's what we do. We connect. We're a network. Guys, next week, we're going to have another show on Monday. Okay? But if you guys missed tonight, you guys got a replay on YouTube. Make sure that you hit subscribe, turn on notifications. Make sure if you got value out of this video, go ahead and hit the like button. Okay? Learn from this. Build your backup before you really need it. Keep climbing, guys. Don't be these companies that we talked about. Don't do it. All right, guys. I'm out. It's Antoine Wade. Elevate to the unknown. Check me out. www.blokheights.com. We'll see you guys on the next one. Until next time. Peace.